Good evening and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Erber. Tim Seaman is on assignment. The first shipment of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is just days away now for parts of Siouxland. And today the Siouxland District Health Department, along with Dakota County Health, holding a joint press conference to discuss their plans. KCAU 9 News reporter Lydia Vasquez joins us live now from Siouxland District Health, explaining some of the specifics on that plan and who will get the vaccine first in our top story at 6.
That's right. Woodbury County is expected to receive its first round of the Pfizer vaccine in just a few days. Now, in that first round, 1,950 doses will be made available to frontline medical professionals. Siouxland District Health Director Kevin Green says healthcare workers that are in the higher risk categories will be prioritized, as there are more than 4,000 healthcare workers in Woodbury County and not enough vaccines in the first round. Across the river, Dakota County will not receive any of the first round vaccines. They'll go to other parts of Nebraska. Natasha Richardson, the director of Dakota County Health, says at the moment it can't support ultra cold storage and there's no Nebraska hospital in the jurisdiction. Richardson says when they do receive the Pfizer vaccine, the county will initiate phase 1.
For the state of Nebraska, the phase 1 category is as follows. Phase 1A are healthcare personnel. This includes hospitals, home health, pharmacy, EMS, outpatient, public health, and long-term care facility residents and staff.
Richardson says the next phase to receive the Pfizer vaccine will be 1B, which will include employees of correctional facilities, food and agriculture, and those working in education. We have the full story on when vaccines are expected to roll out and who is next in line to receive it. That's on our website, SiouxlandProud.com. Reporting live, Lydia Vasquez, KCAU 9 News.
All right, thanks so much, Lydia. Now, a group that will not be included in that initial distribution, residents and staff of long-term care centers. However, help is on the way for several area LTCs, as they're called, like Charter Senior Living in Sioux City. Executive Director there, Cheryl Hansen, says they have worked hard to keep the virus out of their residential care community. So far, no residents have tested positive for the virus. Hansen says even though they will not directly be benefiting from this distribution initially, a partnership with Walgreens is, quote, coming to fruition.
Walgreens will really orchestrate the vaccines, the number of that are necessary for all of our residents as well as our employees. So they will communicate to us when that's going to happen. As Kevin said, we anticipate that by the end of the month, we'll start seeing that happening.
Now, KCAU 9's Hannah Adamson also spoke with Mercy One Siouxland about when they could receive vaccines. She shares their current plan coming up tonight at 10. And of course, there's a long list of people who want or need that vaccine. As is the case with many things, scammers are now preying on the most vulnerable populations. KCAU 9 News reporter Mallory Smith explains some of those scams to us and what to do if you're targeted.
As COVID-19 vaccine shipments make their way out, scammers are trying to find a way in. By phone and email, scammers are trying to get money and personal information from people, promising they can get them on or moved up on the vaccine list. They can't.
This is not anything that is going to play any merit related to their ability to get it. It is simply a scam out there to take advantage of some of our vulnerable populations.
Siouxland Health Director Kevin Green says older people and people with underlying conditions are being targeted the most. Sioux City Police Officer Jeremy McClure says right now there is no such service and you should be suspicious of such call or email.
Most of these scams are obvious in the fact that they apply some sort of pressure and try to scare you into giving that valuable information. So rule number 1, never give out your credit card information to an unsolicited phone call. Do your research. Don't give in to the time pressure. Jump on Google or whatever and start researching the scams going on or what the real facts are.
One Siouxlander says she's frustrated with the number of calls she's received just this morning.
I don't like it. And yes, I repeatedly get a lot of spam calls on my phone. And even when you block them, it still rings to spam. I probably just have gotten 3 this morning.
If you do happen to come across a scam like this, report it to police. Even if the scam didn't affect your bank account, the police department can keep record of how many scams are going on and what the trends are in a community. Mallory Smith, KCAU 9 News.
Let's take a look now at the latest COVID-19 numbers here in Siouxland. Woodbury County health officials reporting 43 new cases in 24 hours. This with 42 new recoveries also being confirmed, so some good news there. Woodbury County now tallies more than 11,400 cases. Meanwhile, Plymouth County with more than 3,100 cases total. Over the bridge, Dakota County with 45 new positive tests today. The positivity rate there going from 9 to nearly 16%. The county has recorded more than 3,400 confirmed cases. And in South Dakota, Lincoln County reports 20 new cases. The county tallies more than 6,000 total infections, more than 800 of which are currently active. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson for a quick look at our chilly forecast. Scott?
Yeah, it was a cold one out there today, Sophie, but we've been pretty lucky to this point in the season. We've only had 6 days in Sioux City where the high temperature has failed to reach the freezing mark. Today was one of them here since the beginning of October. As we look at some of those high temperatures across the map, 19 in Yankton, 21, the official high in Sioux City and Spencer today. It's 19, the high temperature in Sheldon. Looking at the almanac then, you can see that our temperatures were well below average for a change, but it does look like they'll perk up as we move toward the weekend. The 9 on 9 forecast is a few minutes away. Sophie?
All right, thanks, Scott. Presidential electors have given Joe Biden a majority of their votes tonight, formalizing his victory in last month's election. Here in Iowa, the 6 electors were joined by Secretary of State Paul Pate, along with Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds, who confirmed this certification process. The electors cast all 6 of their votes for President Donald Trump. On election night, Donald Trump took 93 of the state's 99 counties. Nebraska also certifying their electoral votes tonight. The official tally there, 4 votes for President Donald Trump and 1 vote for Joe Biden. The results from all 50 states will officially be sent to Washington, D.C. and then tallied in a January 6th joint session of Congress. Well, CARES Act funding used for an IT upgrade across Iowa are now being paid back. Governor Kim Reynolds is directing the Iowa Department of Management to return $21 million to the state's coronavirus relief fund. The funds previously allocated for payments on the state's contract with Workday. That's a financial management piece of software. Nearly $4.5 million of it was spent on that project. Now, according to the Inspector General, the project was not an allowable expenditure under the CARES Act writing. The funds will be returned by December 18th. We are once again honoring remarkable women here in Siouxland. We're encouraging you to nominate a remarkable woman in your community. That way, we can recognize their achievements. So, nominations can be made on our website right now. The address there on your screen, SiouxlandProud.com. The world of dance being impacted by COVID-19 in a unique way. We'll learn how one studio tonight is adapting to keep a holiday tradition alive coming up.
And we're expecting to see a few snowflakes drift through Siouxland tomorrow. It's going to be seasonal and chilly out there, but a little bit of a warm-up looks to take hold as we move toward the weekend with highs making a return to the 40s. Your 9 on 9 forecast right after the break.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Tim Seaman, Sophie Erber, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson, and Sports Director Jake Jones. This is KCAU 9 News at 6.
Thanks for sticking with us. If you woke up complaining today about the chilly temperatures, you had a silver lining for us. It's only one of the few days that we haven't reached freezing by this time in the year.
Yeah, generally speaking, we've had some warmer than average temperatures really through most of the fall time to this point. Since October 1st, this is only the 6th day where we've failed to reach the freezing mark. So relatively speaking, we've been pretty lucky, but yeah, it was kind of a cold one out there today with those cloudy skies overhead. No peaks of sunshine in Sioux City, really. As we check things out now on the Port Neal Welding Company camera, this is at our KCAU 9 studio. And as we look at what's going on in Sioux City right now, down at the Sioux Gateway Airport, the temperature is being indicated at 20 outside. A southeast wind blowing through at 12 miles per hour with relative humidity at 68% and a dew point of 11. So the air is very dry also. Looking at the radar picture now, you can see that we do have that deck of cloud cover. No breaks in it, and we have seen cloudy skies throughout the day. It looks like those will persist through the overnight hours. Temperatures are in the teens and 20, Saturday 37. And as we travel through the extended forecast, well, no major chances of rain or snow. And it looks like we'll be able to string together several days with highs in the 40s. So I was talking about how we've been fairly lucky with the warmer than average temperatures. Looks like they'll be coming back pretty soon.
An interesting pattern. All right, thanks a lot, Scott. Well, Tuesday, tomorrow, the last day for Americans to enroll in health insurance through the Affordable Care Act for 2021. After December 15th, enrollment will be closed until next year. Applications can be filled out online, but if it looks a little intimidating, Siouxlanders can seek some help out from their community health center. You can find more useful tips right now online in this digital exclusive story posted at SiouxlandProud.com or the KCAU 9 News app. Countless Christmas traditions are being practiced across the country in different ways this year. For some families, watching the Nutcracker Ballet might be one of their essentials. But for a studio, their performance will look nothing like years past. Find out why next. One ballet studio adapting to keep some holiday traditions alive with a performance of the Nutcracker. But instead of the typical live show, it's going to be a movie. Jake Eichstad shows us how they're going to pull off a new rendition of this world-famous play.
I am proud that even in this time, we've produced something that I think is going to be really neat and interesting.
Though I call myself COVID Clara. It's just weird to see how many people will show up to like the premiere and stuff, and we'll still get to see each other. It's just different.
We feed off the energy from the audience. It was hard to find that energy and try and push it more so it can show through the camera.
Midland Festival's ballet Bread and Butter Play is hitting the big screens. Trying to put on a live performance as normal during the pandemic was a whirlwind for all involved.
It just didn't seem possible. I think, especially for the dancers, it was difficult getting them back in shape and into it and changing the choreography. It was a pretty intense September for them.
Filming it, I just didn't feel like as good about it, you know. But when I saw the trailer, it got my hopes up. So I'm excited about it.
I was a little hesitant, but it looks very professional, and I'm proud to be in it.
The dancers shuffled back into studio in August after learning and perfecting their skills virtually. While the dedication of the cast hasn't wavered, some of the dancers say it did have a negative impact.
When we went to virtual, I lost the passion a lot. So coming back has slowly but surely has brought that passion to me.
Even though the cast is about half of the normal size, those involved say they are really proud to bring the community some joy in the middle of such a tough year.
We still get to give it to the community, and so I think it's a win-win. I hope we don't have to keep doing it this way. It's not the same, but I'm excited to go see it.
And do you know someone with a unique talent or passion? If so, we want to share their stories with our viewers. We hope you'll share those Siouxland stories with us. It's easy. Shoot us an email at news@kcautv.com. Briefly explain what it is that makes this person so interesting. And then you can tune into KCAU 9 News on Thursdays and also on Fridays to see the latest Siouxland stories. You can also catch them online anytime. Again, SiouxlandProud.com. The Iowa boys high school basketball rankings are out for week 2 now. You'll see which Siouxland teams made the list coming up in sports with Jacob Russo.
Now the number 18 class. Lots of good basketball teams we've got here. I've got basketball action coming up tonight. Girls, not boys, but it should be a fun night.
Absolutely. An exciting part of the season for us.
Yep.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jacob. And we'll check in for a final look at your forecast right after this. First, let's take you outside right now in Siouxland. Finally tonight, NHL superstar Wayne Gretzky. We've all heard of him, I can assume. All right. Well, he's added another record to his resume. Check it out. The Great One's collectible card from his rookie 1978-1979 season with the Edmonton Oilers fetched $1.29 million at auction. The first NHL card to sell for more than $1 million. The 59-year-old Canadian is the league's all-time scorer and won 4 Stanley Cups during his Hall of Fame career. Pretty amazing. He is, of course, widely considered the greatest hockey player of all time. Do you like hockey?
I do. I like hockey a lot. It's just fast-moving, intense. I really enjoy hockey.
I have to check out a Musketeers game here soon. But, of course, everybody's heard of this. This is pretty incredible that in the age of Corona, a card sold for $1.29 million, a testament to how good he really is or was. So overnight, temperatures expected to drop off again here in Siouxland.
Yeah, kind of chilly out there tonight, Sophie. Temperatures should be falling into the teens. Tomorrow, a high temperature of 30 is expected in the afternoon. And as we go to the 9 on 9 forecast, shows that we will start to warm things up as we move toward the weekend. 40 on Thursday, some more clouds up to 43 Friday.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. And thank you for joining us. We'll all see you back here tonight at 10. Until then, have a great night, everyone.